Healing Guides Part 21. This is a specific subject that God Almighty actually helped me see wisdom on just right now by showing me patterns that finally connected. You know, you guys know how there are human beings who tell you, those who went down the path of perversion, for example, homosexuality, as well as those who say they're not the gender they're born as. If you study all of them, they're going to tell you that they had that experience of individuals constantly telling them they are not who they are. The boy will constantly be told he's too girly, he's too weak, he's too sensitive, etc. You know, if he likes to play with certain dolls, they'll make it seem like there's something wrong with him. When it doesn't matter what dolls he likes to play with, you can obviously kind of push him to things that seem more fit to him as a masculine, but it's not a big deal, it's just a child. His sexuality, his gender is always there. That is something God created. So they all have a pattern. Humans have said words to them. Keyword words, not action. Just words. You are not like this. You are like that. You, and then two, those who rape and molest them, because that's actually 99.9% of the reason why homosexuals come out. Those who do incest come out. Those who even go to pedophilia come out because they were raped or molested as children. Any of these weird perversions, they come out due to someone raping them, molesting them, okay? They taught them this stuff as children. That's why children are the biggest target for the devil. Okay, but here's another reason that I started to see why the devil does that, which is what I'm trying to share today. Every time those human beings were raped or molested, the one doing that to them, that filthy pervert, always said words to them. Okay? They don't just harm them. They don't just violate their honor and their body and their gender. They say things to them. They say things like, you like this. You asked for this. This is who you are. You're enjoying this. Do you guys see what's going on? It's not logical that those are just horrible gaslighting words and it just affected these children. You get me? Because human beings who are filthy like that say that to others all the time. And not those exact statements, but other things that are similar to that. They might hit someone, bully someone, and they might just say something about them too, like you're ugly. Okay, but that's just words. It doesn't mean anything. It would only hurt the self-esteem, but then it would go away. But why do these humans become homosexuals? Why do the ones who harm them, instead of hating them, why do they go towards them and allow them to harm them again, and consensually this time become perverts with them and violate their honor consensually this time? They sometimes, in that actual young age that they were, the next week, the next month, the next year, the same sort of time that they were harmed by rape or molestation, go back to the one who did it to them and do it with them consensually this time. That is actually their storyline. Just go study them. They're all saying that. They just, 99.9% of them just go become that way. We're having a hard time finding the rare ones that just turn out normal at the end. And you might be like, oh, if a human gets raped, they just become that way? Then no, it's not a human thing. Don't accuse the human race of that, because there are honorable people God created, such as the leaders, the prophets, the great people that come and save people from immorality. Don't accuse the whole human race of this filth, okay? We are different people. We might be a species, but we're not the same. We're not all created the exact same way. Some are stronger than others. Some are more moral than others. We're not all born with the same level of morality. Some are just average. It's their choice. Some are not just wandering around having the capability to be good or evil. There are humans you cannot corrupt. They're always going to be pure because they're just created in that state. They're just pure. While other human beings, the ones who every day, if you teach them evil could be good or bad, they're sort of like higher percentage of the number in the human race. Therefore, those are the ones who have a choice to make. God creates them a lot. So don't think they're everybody. They're not everybody. Otherwise, you would not have leaders. You would not have prophets. You would not have spiritual people in this world who can guide you because they're pure. If they were children, no one could try to molest or rape them. Do you get what I'm saying? They're different. They'll kill you. Even at the age of 4, they'll kill you. You can't do that to them. So I want human beings to know we are not created the same as a species. That's why the devil wants to make it seem like the male gender is all the same and the female gender is all the same, to get rid of that truth that we're actually all different within the gender and within the human race. Because then it would leave everyone alone to just be who they are, and you don't have to be put in a box with an entire gender or with an entire race. God created you your own way. You look at the good you have and you find that in yourself and you use that to your advantage. All females are not sort of like that sort of soft one you see. There's very aggressive, strong females, and they've been leaders in human history. That sort of soft one can become a leader, but she's going to be at her own level. She can't be like the others. And then we have the males who are more softer, okay, but they're going to obviously, they're masculine, they're going to be, leaders at their own level if you train them. But then there's actual powerful men that God created. They can't be like those ones. You get what I'm saying? It's not a gender thing, it's a human thing. We have strong and we have weak, okay? The sort of average weak ones are the ones who choose every day to be good or evil, while the strong ones will always be moral. They're going to come as your leaders. So anyways, and that's why they're so rare, because they don't need to be here that much. They're going to pass the test anyway. The test is for you guys who could become good or evil. God creates you in the majority. So what I'm saying is, the devil saw that. The devil observed that. He targets specific types of males, usually, to be the ones he tries to rape and molest. Usually very sensitive males. And those he usually uses to try to molest and rape them are the ones who are more like non-sensitive. But either way, I just want you to focus on the psychology that I'm trying to share. So this is very important to helping and healing these humans today who are going down the path of self-harm with homosexuality and other perversions I mentioned. When those humans who were harming them, those rapists, those molesters, were harming their body as children, those were not statements to psychologically torture those children. Those were curses. That was witchcraft. That's why it never stops tormenting those children. They grow up with those statements. They remember it. It goes into their psyche. It literally changes their entire brain. And they go towards that path. Again, if they don't fight it, if they don't want to be healthy and moral, they choose who they want to be. But what I'm saying is, it's a strong curse. You get me? Because it's not a regular evil statement. It's a curse. A curse is something that, unless you fight it, it's naturally going to push you in that way. Okay? It's stronger. It's going to actually make it seem like what that thing said was actually true. And to this human, okay? They're going to make it seem like to this human that's true. Not to a healthy, rational person outside. You're not going to obviously, you get me? Don't feel insulted. What I'm saying is, to this child, you get me? Or to even an adult that they raped or molested. Exactly. It's not the human that thinks that stuff is true, because humans are okay. Humans are obviously normal. There's nothing wrong with them that they would personally ever think filth is normal. Otherwise, we're accusing God of being the one to put that into the system of the body of the human. No. This is a witchcraft. This is a curse they put on children. Any human being they molest and rape. Any human being that they even might have just abused in other ways. They put curses on them with those words. That's why there's a lot of verbal abuse, but it becomes psychological. Do you agree? It enters the mind and torments the mind. That's because it was a curse. It's rarely just, just bad words. They actually do witchcraft on these people. And because these are obviously usually human beings who are born to narcissistic families, or obviously a narcissist is the one harming them. Okay, and you might be like, not necessarily. Yeah, all rapists, all perverts are narcissists. Okay, it's just a quality. So because that narcissism, that persona is in all the humans who are perverted, they carry that quality of lying and gaslighting to the victim, okay, to torture his psychology. So for that reason, since they all have that in common, all these abusers, they say things to the person they're harassing or abusing or harming. Those are curses. That's why it stays with the person until his adulthood or her adulthood. and they actually start to live their life in a miserable way, okay? But those that are worse than that, those who didn't just go through, just regular abuse, but they actually went through filthy stuff like rape and molestation, that's why they tell you they get these thoughts. That's why they tell you they feel this way, because it's not demonic spirits torturing their mind. Because then at some point the demonic spirit will lose the grip on them. It would just leave them alone. How can it just do that to them all the time? If it had the power to just say that to them, then they would say that to everyone. Don't you agree? But how come it's only these human beings, specific human beings in the human race, who have this problem of perversion of homosexuality and incest, etc.? Okay, why is it just them? Do you get me? If demons are saying this filthy stuff to them, then shouldn't demons say it to everyone? Okay, so why don't they say it to everyone? Because they don't have that power. They need an event to take place, such as rape and molestation, such as someone projecting it to them, even if they didn't get raped or molested. They project that filth to them. And this male might treat this boy like, like he's not a boy. He'll treat him as if he's trying to treat him like that, as if he can, harm his body. He'll project that to him. Or he might make it seem like he's a female or something and he's, hitting on him. He might project that stuff to him. You get me? He won't treat him like the actual gender he is, a male that he cannot see sexually, and the filth and the perversion, he might just project that to him. Okay, so they project it to you. But when we all say projection, we just think of psychological stuff. Wait a minute. There's a reason why that projection stuff is so strong. It's witchcraft. And it's verbal for that reason, because witchcraft is not action, it's verbal. They make words they make curses on people with their statements. They say something like, this person will, never get to accomplish this. This child will never, like that. They're putting curses on you using what? Speech, words, okay? They're not mixing some sugar and something happens. No, they might do that stuff. They might do that weird stuff, but they're using words to actually put the curse on the person. So since all perverts are demonically possessed and demons are using them, and the human obviously will learn from the demon to do that, and the demon will make him do that, they are going to rape and molest this person. Or this female will touch this, child, you know, you know, molest them or whatever, when the child is not aware what's about to happen. They'll just usually they'll do things when the child is distracted. But these perverts, when they touch people, when they violate people with molestation or rape, they always say things to them. Those are curses. And you might be like, what's the point? The point is now demons have power to torture this person due to that curse that they don't have over a regular person over there. So the mental torture they go through, the sort of identity problem, is just thoughts. But the thoughts have such a huge projection. Okay? It feels like an emotion. It's just words. Demons are just talking to the mind. They're not actually capable of making you feel an actual emotion, okay? It's just that the emotion, it seems like that because there's witchcraft, and witchcraft is some sort of, unique evil thing that God created that just is really power. And that power, the goal it has is to make you feel a certain way. Okay, so even when they say to someone, you'll never get married, and that's a curse on them, and they actually don't get married unless they break that curse, unless they go to God and figure out what's going on, that person, if he just continues to live, will actually never get married. Do you get me? Okay, so why does that person then feel like he'll never get married? Do you see what I mean? Why is it an emotion at some point that is so strong in their chest and they feel the pain? Instead of, oh, I just haven't met someone. You get me? It's actually a very strong emotion, because that is what witchcraft is. It's trying to make it seem like an emotion. It's evil words that you say meant to make this human actually think that they're feeling an emotion that's actually not possible. Okay? So the goal is to create an emotion rather than only the incident of lack, right? You said you're not going to have this to them and they don't have it. That's a lack, right? That's not the only goal, to simply bring about the bad event that you said with your words. They're actually making that human get this attack on their mind that is trying to make it seem like an emotion is actually over their body, and the emotion, they'll feel it in their chest. Okay, so all people who are cursed and who have some sort of witchcraft done to them, like me, will see that. That's how I know. So you can't be like, how do I know? I know because I have witchcraft done on me by simply being born to a family that was cursed with witchcraft. They didn't do it directly to me. You're just born into them. It just goes from every person born into it. Okay, so what I'm saying is all witchcraft is the same. The thoughts come and the emotion thing that seems like I'm sorry, the energy that feels like an emotion, that thing comes over your chest. Okay, your mind, yes, a little bit your whole body can feel it, but then also your heart, literally, physically, like when you feel sort of pain in your heart, it's actually there. It's a weird emotion. I'm sorry, it's a weird energy that feels like an emotion. So what I'm saying is, for me, it's these other things. For me, it's things like, oh, you'll never succeed at life, blah blah blah. Okay, but God taught me that, hey, the people who have another type of witchcraft onto them, those human beings who were actually raped and molested and harmed, those who either just had perversion projected to them, even if they were not touched, they showed them porn, they showed them weird stuff, they talked to them about, sexual things, or they actually didn't even talk about just the regular sexual things, but they went too far and talked about unnatural things like homosexuality and incest and all that. You get me? There's many ways they teach children or show children or expose children to this filth, as well as an adult. Some weirdo might molest their butt and just touch their butt. You get me? Like or assault their butt. Let's not call it molesting. All that stuff. Even as an adult, if someone touched your butt, or even if it's your back or your hand or whatever, as long as they projected that perversion to you, do you get me? Exactly. It's an emotion. That's why you feel so yucky and so disgusting. You get me? You're not the one who's disgusting, but they projected that emotion to you of disgust with yourself, as if somehow, look at what I'm going to say, guys, as if somehow this is something you deserve. This is something that somehow, you get me? As if they saw you that way versus everyone else. And somehow that's why they treated you that way. There you go. That's a demonic thought. That's actually a statement the demon made, even if the human didn't say that to you. And that statement is a witchcraft. Therefore, it comes to your mind even though you didn't hear anything like that. The stranger just touched you, you know? Okay, but that thought comes to your mind. Do you agree? Emotions, things that seem like emotion in your chest, as well as thoughts saying to you, why did they treat me like that? Why did they treat me as if I'm someone you could treat that way? As if, for example, you're thinking you're male. Why did a male treat you like he could touch your butt? Like that. That actual statement, why did they treat me? That's not your words. That's a witchcraft statement that's put into your mind as if it's you saying that question, so that then it actually creates the emotion of disgust in yourself, as if you're some filthy thing that your own gender could touch you, or the opposite gender could touch you in that filthy way. And you get me? That's what witchcraft is. So that means all homosexuals today, all human beings who are saying they're pedophiles, all human beings who are saying, they do incest, those who say they want to harm animals with bestiality, all these weird, filthy perversions, witchcraft is done to these people. That's why you struggle to stop them and to change them. Because there's something very strong, force, controlling their actual mind and body. And then on top of that, they're also demonically possessed. There's a demon in their body. They have two weapons formed against them. And then three, they have incidences of actual abuse, such as the rape and the molestation, as well as other situations where they were exposed to perversion. How many did I just mention? And then four, the actual statements the human made, which was the demon possessing the human. They both said it together. The human is also what they remember who said that to them. They have so much witchcraft done to them through all those incidences that they were exposed to something harmful. Even if no one touched them in this, for example, specific incident, but the evil family or the stranger said something to them, he says to a little boy, "You're pretty. You're like a little cute girl." That's a curse. That is not just an evil statement, because he'd forget it. The kid would obviously, who remembers what someone said to them 20 years ago? Do we remember stuff? We don't remember what humans say to us. It's a curse. That's why in the mind of that human that stuff was said to, there's this very strong sort of emotion like thing that's taking over their mind. It's like this sort of ringing in their ears. It's painful. It's just like a ring in their ears. Their ears are never quiet and silent. It's like something is there in their ears, okay? And then in their mind, because the ears, the demon is whispering to them. And then three, in their heart. And I always ask God, there's no way a demon can whisper to me 24/7. The thing needs to take a breath. It needs to do something. 24/7 I'm getting intrusive thoughts. 24/7 I'm getting projections. I walk by people who are possessed, evil human beings, humans who are possessed. Therefore, since witchcraft is, technically in the bloodline that I was on, I have to deal with witchcraft where demons possess people, use them to harass me, delay me from success. Okay, so when I walk by those demons, when I walk by those humans they're possessing, as well as environments where there's nobody there, there's this weird feeling that something's there and watching me. But then there's this weird energy in the environment that's projecting something to me. It says things like, this is what you look like, this is what you are, this is how that person sees you. I'm just walking by someone with their head down, just minding their business, but I'm getting thoughts about what they think of me, what they're feeling about me. Do you see what I'm saying? But it's not a thought only. It's this weird emotion like feeling in my actual ears and in my chest. So if it's that strong, if it's trying to actually make you believe that these are feelings, you get me? You guys might be like, why is that important? Because a thought is nothing to us as human beings. It's just like someone saying some dumb thing to you. Emotion actually affects our body, okay? It affects our mind. Emotion is strong. We human beings, we're just bodies of emotion. We walk around, we feel a certain way, we act a certain way because of that. Imagine constantly getting false emotions telling you this is who you are. And that's witchcraft. It therefore never stops because the demon will get tired. He can't project that to you all day. Whatever, can't project that to you all day, those demons, because they're male and female. Therefore, the reason why it's always with you, it's always there, and it doesn't require any effort. It doesn't require any effort from the human walking by, is because it's not them. It's the witchcraft that's projecting that to you. It's the witchcraft that's projecting that to you anytime you're around human beings. You get me? It wants to make you think this is who you are to them. So these young men who grew up, these emotions were always there that are false, making it seem like they're not actually a man, and that people think there's something wrong with them, that they're not real. And then they'll walk by filthy, perverted males, and the filthy, fake emotion will come saying they find you sexy, they find you pretty, they like this part about your body. That is not just a thought. Do you see why they have a hard time with it? They can't just get rid of it. They can't just be free like you and me. I'm sorry, not free. They can't just not have such a problem like that, like you and me. They have that problem where perversion is being projected to them, filthy stuff of their own gender and family and children, because it's a witchcraft. Therefore, witchcraft really means we're trying to send you an emotion, not just a thought, because a thought is not going to really affect you as much. You can just ignore it. Emotion, it takes over the body, right? You'll try to fight it, but it's there. But a thought, it spoke once, then it goes off. Do you agree? It doesn't repeat. You'll get a couple of seconds where technically it's not going to repeat, or minutes or hours. And emotion stays in the body. Do you see what I mean? It's there longer. So they sent you some weird evil energy. Keyword energy, which is the witchcraft, which is like a spell. And it feels like an emotion when it comes to you. Why? Because energy just means we're trying to make you feel that specific emotion that you so-and-so would say that you felt. Another person who had witchcraft done to them, they're not going to feel that same emotion, that false emotion. They're going to feel another one. You get me? Because that's the intention of the one who sent it to them. They intended emotion A. They intended to make them think they're feeling emotion A. For you, whoever did witchcraft to you, they're intending that you feel emotion J or Z. You get me? There's different types of things they want to make you think you're feeling based on the different types of evils in the world. Fake emotion of rejection, fake emotion of you're ugly, fake emotion of, you look like the opposite gender to the same gender. Like they see you like the way they see the opposite gender when you're actually their same gender. They're projecting so much of that stuff to you, but not just with thoughts. You get me? Because even if you just do your own little therapy where you talk to yourself, the thoughts will at least get weaker and stop. But emotion is what they struggle with. These people who tell you they feel that way. They can't help but feel that way. Again, they're lying. But they're talking about something else. Okay, they're talking about the witchcraft that somehow comes over their mind and their heart. So it doesn't just go to the heart where you would think an emotion should go, it also goes to the mind. So the mind gets the thoughts, but also the energy, aka the fake emotion. But the heart also gets the fake emotion. You get me? So multiple places of their body is being attacked. And it might even go to their private parts. The witchcraft might affect the private parts. Then lie to them and be like, look, you're actually aroused, or you actually felt this way. Again, it's a thought saying that, okay? Their body doesn't have the ability to feel that way, otherwise God would be filthy. I'm just saying the thought is saying that, and the brain is clouded with this weird smoke or cloud. Visualize an actual cloud. Okay, that's the energy, aka fake emotion. So they're not like able to see things normally. They're not gonna actually, observe themselves and see themselves normally. They're just stuck in that cloud. They're blind. You get me? So that's why whoever has this problem, if you're having thoughts and emotion, things that seem like emotion about, homosexuality, and to go do that, and even rape, even anything evil, witchcraft is done to you. Okay? You need to break the curse that was put on you. If you're like, this is too complicated, make it simple for me. A curse is really energy. Energy is saying, this is how you feel. That's it. It just wants to make human beings think they feel something that they cannot feel, as well as think that human can feel, like rejection, but you're not actually feeling that. They projected it to you. The thoughts might just be there because maybe they want to sort of vocalize what the energy is about, but the thought is not the goal. That's why it doesn't stop. Since you were a little boy or a little girl till now, you have this problem. You didn't grow out of it, and this stuff didn't leave you because it wasn't demons just harassing you. So that means those who raped and molested others don't just do that evil, harmful thing to them, they also do witchcraft to them. And you're thinking, but when did they have the chance to do witchcraft? I didn't see them mixing stuff. The words they were saying over those children or adults, those were curses, those were witchcraft. Anytime a human being harms another with high level horrible things, they say things to them. Even those who bully kids in their school, they say things to the person they're bullying. You are this, you are that, you deserve this. Hey, sissy. Those are curses. Okay? Therefore, that energy, that curse will follow them around in their heart, in their brain, in their body. And all that curse wants to do is to make them agree with it, make them think that's who they are. The human knows that's not who he is, okay? Otherwise, we would have to blame God for making them so dumb. You think you can actually think filth is normal? No, you know that's not normal. That's just what the thought is trying to say. You are specifically that you're not like all the other healthy, normal human beings God created. There's something wrong with you. That's what it wants you to hear. So it wants you to agree with it. Obviously, what it's saying is not true and not normal. No one can ever get away with this and be like, oh, yay, then I can just go around. You guys are not going to just say that. You're just going to go around saying then your evil immoralities are now acceptable because the curse is so strong. No. You're human. You know right from wrong. You know filth from abnormal. Even when they were trying to harm you as a child, your mind was telling you, no, 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 get away, run. If they weren't trying to attack you, but they were calling you to it or whatever. You always have that conscience that tells you right from wrong. You're not gonna lie to me about that, because I know God gave you that. That's why you guys struggle with it for so many years. You fight with it. It's your choice to accept it at some point. But humans who became perverted, humans who became evil, initially they were actually fighting with that stuff. Because there you go, their conscience knows everything. What I'm saying is, if you choose to agree with it, then the curse got you. You get me? And it's a curse, therefore it's on your bloodline. It's going to go to your children, their children, their children. So you didn't just damn yourself. You damned everyone after you. You guys need to break these witchcraft on you if you've ever been abused, even if it's not perversion like rape or molestation. Just any abuse, especially as a child, especially within an evil family. I guarantee you, every human will tell you if they were abused by anyone, adult or family, when they themselves were the child. They'll tell you a lot of horrible things were said to them. You'll never amount to anything. You'll never be happy. You'll never get married. You'll never have children. You're going to be sick. You're going to die like us. You're going to be like your mother who died at that age. But those are curses. That's why people actually end up living similar life to that, or they struggle until they actually, become something. Because God is still going to help them even if they don't break the curse. Because not everyone knows about curse. Not everyone knows about God, right? God is not going to be like, I make a requirement that sorry. God is not going to say that I'm not supposed to talk like God. Sometimes the demon attacks my mind and the words just get messed up. I'm sorry. God is not going to say something where he expects you to know the curse. You get me? He expects you to understand that you have to break it in order to actually help you with it, help you get out of that situation, or to give you the freedom. No, he's still going to teach you. You're human. You're still going to have the ability, to have those wisdom come from God, teaching you what to do, to keep living your life, be strong, etc. But until he's still going to give you the free will to keep trying, you're just going to struggle with it. The witchcraft, for example, for me will constantly take my job away. Okay, but God is still merciful to me. Do you agree? What if I don't know it's a curse? How am I supposed to then, you get me, break it if I don't even know? What if I don't even worship God? Why would he make it a requirement that I know in order to break it? Or that I worship him in order to break it? If there's always humans who don't have those qualities. Okay, so he still made it possible for me to still succeed if I want. I can try. I'll still get a job sooner or later. I'm not gonna, right? I'll always get a job. It's just the witchcraft then will attack it. Do you see what I'm saying? You'll just suffer with it. Okay, and we don't want you to suffer. That's all we're saying. Don't be optimistic and go live your life or anything. No, get the actual curse off of you. Even if you're like, but I don't want to go to God. I'm not really, into that. Do you want the best for yourself? As long as your answer is yes, you better do whatever you need to do. Whatever wisdom you get, try it. And if you're like, well, how do I know what you're saying is true? Try it. Just do it. I'm going to upload a video. It'll be video at some point. I'm going to upload a recording where I teach you guys how to break the curse using the prayer that God taught me. And I've actually done it myself. I'll give you an example. This morning, I went, to this park. I always go to, nearby parks near where I live. And basically, I sit there, I try to write there, and these possessed human beings always come. These demons always come to stalk me, follow me, harass me. As she was passing by, it was a female this time, there was this disgusting, evil, filthy energy that was on her. But guess what? It got projected to me. Instead of seeing the energy like a picture, where you're just simply seeing it with your eyes, it actually affects us. You know how people say they absorb energy? Like that. It's going to feel like it actually got into your body. You get me? Like some sort of something that, you inhaled like smoke. That's how energy is. You didn't absorb anything, okay? It's so strong and so disgusting when you see it. If you're actually someone who can recognize energy, that there you go, it's going to feel like it entered your body, like some sort of smoke you inhale. It's so disgusting. And I swear to God, we are not supposed to swear by God and lie. I swear to God Almighty, I actually felt this dark, disgusting, hateful, and it was perversion, filthy energy attacking my heart, like the actual heart, as well as my mind, because that female was perverted. So the witchcraft that I have to deal with, that I need to break, that was put on the family I was born into, it makes any human being who's perverted that's around me or walking by me, I can see their perverted energy. I can see whatever they're carrying, versus only feeling the evil things that the witchcraft is also projecting to me. So I'm dealing with two levels of energy being projected to me. I can see others' energy as well as just the lies and the weird stuff projected to me through the witchcraft itself. Okay, and these humans are doing what? Always coming to my environment. I'm never going to be around just normal people. The filthy, perverted, possessed human is always going to be around me because the witchcraft is making them stalk me and follow me everywhere. So then they can sabotage my life in every area. So they have to be around me, these demons, okay? So this female, I broke sort of that witchcraft that was done that would make her specifically come there. I made a prayer. I said, I decree and declare in the mighty name of Allah Almighty, you guys can say God Almighty, that witchcraft and that evil demonic power, I'm sorry, that all witchcraft and all demonic power that brought that female hair will be broken off and they will leave. In the mighty name of God Almighty. Or for me, I said Allah Almighty. Since I'm a Muslim, Allah is the name that He gives Himself. But He's still God Almighty, Lord Most High, etc. So, and then I said, Ameen, which in English means Amen. A couple of minutes go by, and all of a sudden I see that female run. Not just walk out, physically run out of the park. She ran out because I broke the curse that brought her to stalk me there. That demon that was there to follow me through her body ran out because I broke that curse. Do you see what I'm saying? But I have to keep breaking the curses so that the entire, witchcraft actually falls off of me. That is just affecting other areas of my life. And the other thing you guys have to do is, in your prayers, you actually curse the people who sent it to you and the demons who sent it to you. You send it back. You say to God that, you send it back to them. Because, exactly, you want it to completely stop. You don't want to just be free from witchcraft. They're just going to find out, and they're going to send it to you again. You get me? You have to send it back to them. So it hurts them, and they actually leave you alone. But then, too, so they actually know that you're someone who had witchcraft done to them. Because they don't know witchcraft was done to you. They hope you just live your life thinking something always is just victimizing you, or your life is just always miserable. There you go. They want you to believe it's your fault. They want you to think it's your problem. Because humans obviously don't walk around the earth, don't go to school, being shown and, taught about spiritual stuff, right? We're all just living the physical world. So they are so enjoying themselves, these humans who do witchcraft to you, these humans who are possessed. Again, if you talk to them, they'll act like they don't know what you're talking about. Their person is never going to look like someone who knows what they're doing, right? They're liars. So you're not going to actually achieve anything by approaching them and being like, you did witchcraft to me as a kid. They're just going to be like, I said horrible things to you as a kid. You get me? They're never going to admit the spiritual stuff they did that ruined your life with that simple statement. Just a statement, but it ruined your life. Therefore, it's not a statement. It's power, okay? Therefore, God gave us the authority to also use statements breaking that power by simply saying the opposite of that statement. You get me? They're human. If they have such power, we are human. We should have the same power. So you're not being God by saying, I decree and I declare. And you're saying in God Almighty's name. You get me? You're not saying in my name. And as Muslims, I will teach you guys how to break curses off of you. Witchcraft, sihr, is very similar to how Christians pray. But, the devil erased that for Muslims, and he taught them just one method that doesn't work, which is just reciting the scripture, which they call ruqya. How's that possible? It's a curse. You're not just praying to God. No, you're actually trying to break a curse. There should be a systematic way to physically deal with that. Because prayer just means, oh God, please help me. I'm hungry. Okay, I've done that many times. There were times I didn't have something and God just randomly brought a person or a situation and they helped me. Okay, that's just a prayer. But a curse? Bad things just happen to you left and right. What humans have said to you at a certain point in your life, you'll never do this, actually starting to come true? Okay, why would the same prayer be required? Something else has to be required because that situation, exactly. You didn't do it to yourself. You didn't live a certain way believing in that. You, against your will, were put in a situation of failure. Therefore, it's not something you could just break by just praying to God. You get me? It's something else. So I actually will publish a prayer book. That's the best thing to do. I'll, take all the knowledge God gave me and all the knowledge God gave others and compile a prayer book. In the words are going to be written in a way that's just perfect, because if you ever look for anything online on how to break a curse, there's just too much information. So I'll decompose. One of my qualities is analytical and strategic. So I can take a lot of information, and decompose it and bring you the main idea. So that's what I'm going to do with my books. A lot of the wisdom that I have, obviously only I don't have it. Some of it, obviously other humans have it. But I research and I learn and I bring out what you need. And there are things they say that are false. I weed that out. It's up to you to also do your own research and, use what I share to, to the best of your ability, and see what others share, and use your mind and pray to God that He helps you know who's telling you the truth. Okay, guys. So anyone who's having that problem where, your mind, your surroundings projecting to you that you're homosexual, or you should do incest, or you should even I swear to God, even like raping others. Again, that's the evil thing. That's your choice. You're obviously filthy and a predator. But what I'm saying is, obviously you're possessed if you're at that point in your life where you're getting thoughts telling you to do that, to harm others with rape or molestation, even killing. But you see what I'm saying? You're possessed, because a regular person who's not possessed can't have such thoughts. You're possessed, therefore you actually have a problem. There's a demon in you. They're projecting that to you, and it's going to be stronger, what they say to you, because they're actually in your body. Their noise is going to be louder than someone they're not possessing. But then two, how did you get possessed? Exactly. You probably were raped or molested, or something really similar to that area of perversion versus some other type of abuse happened to you, and now you agreed with it. So it's your fault, obviously. You agreed with it. You became a filthy human who actually, could actually harm someone else. Okay. You have the power to break that. Instead of just saying, I have the power to not do evil. No, you also have the power to break the thoughts, the fake emotions in your head. Just because they're not your thoughts doesn't mean you can't break it. And they'll just leave you because you became a good person. Yeah, you're human. You have the choice to be a good person, which means the evil thoughts left you. You don't obviously need spiritual stuff to do that. You just obviously choose to be a good person. That stuff will leave you. But what I'm saying is, can they sometimes come back and maybe try to attack you? Can they, come back? Yes, because demons are doing it, not you. Therefore, since they're a different being, a different living thing, they can always say it to you. They don't need your permission. So you break it by doing the breaking of the curse that's giving them the power to say that to you. You get me? Because regular people are not going to get those thoughts. They're just going to get thoughts to do other things that are sort of like, they're not evil, but they're just not healthy. You get me? They're going to get thoughts to do other sins. But those sins are not like predator or harming others. You get me? So for you, you're getting that because you're highly evil. You've reached the point where you're just so filthy and perverted. Okay, they want to obviously then use you to do some harm to others. And they'll possess you and make you say those words that are actually curses, whether you know you're cursing the person or not. But you'll, at that point, actually know. Because at that point, you've become a predator. You'll just gain the spiritual knowledge of what you're actually doing and what you're actually saying. So I'm trying to give human beings the spiritual solutions to preventing themselves and others from becoming predators. That does not mean that we're treating predators like people we are trying to like treat as if they don't have a choice, as if we have to teach you how to not be one. No. Obviously, no one's doing that. If you became that way, you're obviously evil. And you had a choice. No one's treating you like a victim. Like you got thoughts and you just did it. Demon came to you, you just did it. He possessed you, you just, what? No one's making you a victim. I'm just telling you what evil is doing to you to actually make you into a predator. Therefore, then teaching you how to get rid of that evil. You get me? I'm just teaching you what is happening to you so then you can attack it. You can, if you don't want to be a predator, you can attack it and get rid of it stronger than you would if you just simply said, that's filthy, I'm going to be a good person. Yeah, you can go that way. Go ahead. Goodness. Who cares if you're possessed? You're a human being. That's harm and filth. If you don't want to do that, you're not going to do that. I'm saying there's another way to beat it. You get me? And it's actually the sort of way that if you use that tactic, they completely finished. Because it was spiritual beings that were saying that to you, something you cannot see. Therefore, killing them with spiritual tactics, you finish them off. You get me? But if you just choose to be a good person, who could never rape or molest anyone, okay, good. But here's the problem. Then those demons will be like, okay, fine. We can do this, fine. They're going to go around and turn you into something else. You get me? They'll try to at least make you into just someone who's violent. They'll at least try to turn you into someone who just harms themselves with drugs and alcohol. If they can't use you to harm others, they'll use you to harm yourself. You'll do drugs. You'll smoke. You'll do alcohol, and again, you live in a society that makes it seem legal and normal and healthy. But that's not a religious society. That's a place where religion is separate from the state, okay? So they're not using spirituality. They're not using what's healthy or bad for you. Obviously, don't look at them. Use your mind. If something is good for us, you would recommend it to children. Okay, would you ever recommend smoking to a child, drugs to a Be logical. If something's good, we will all observe it and be able to, okay. And some things are not bad, but they're just too mature and not healthy for certain people, like sex. So obviously the adult would do it. The child, you prevent them from seeing that. But then there's something that's not even sexual. It's just filthy. It's just perverted. It's just harmful. Like homosexuality and stuff. Just self-harm. It's just raping yourself. You literally look at yourself in the mirror. Isn't that just you? That's what the same gender is. It's just you. Not only can you never be attracted to it, never feel anything for it, but you're just touching yourself. You're just harming yourself. So it's filthy, it's disgusting, because that's your own gender, that's your own body. But you would all say you know that. But you're going to say, thoughts, emotions come to me. I just told you what it is. It's witchcraft. Okay? Because if demons were just choosing to send you bad thoughts, they send it to everyone else. Because everyone else also has demons harassing them. Why is it only you? Because curse was put on you. You need to break it. And then it will stop. Do you see what I'm saying? If I just started recently to break curses, and that's how fast it manifested. That female ran out of the park when I broke the curse that brought her demon to come stalk me there. And I did it to others too. And they would leave. Others would just put their head down and just be dead. While before they'd stare and smirk and laugh and talk to you and irritate you and try to even get close to you and try to touch you. And now I know why these demonically possessed human beings, these demons, use them to try to touch me. It's because they're trying to put a curse on you when they touch you. So don't let people touch you. Do you understand me? Be careful with what's happening. In certain contexts, of course, God is going to protect you, okay? Like you're having a job interview, you're doing a handshake. Just say, in God's name, go in there with protection. But what I'm saying is, there are situations when the actual touch, you get me, is actually evil, like a stranger trying to just come up to you. And there you go. Obviously, it's not going to be confusing. It's going to be a time where you obviously don't feel safe when there's someone trying to actually touch you, a stranger, okay? But that's what I'm saying. It's not just perverted behavior of touching your body. It's a demon possessing them, because only perverts touch strangers and others that they shouldn't touch. Do you agree? Someone who's perverted would touch others when they shouldn't be touching others. Do you agree? It's not another type of character, another type of quality. Do you agree it's the perverted human? Okay, and I just told you perverted humans are possessed. So it's actually a demon trying to touch you. Okay, the human is evil too, but I'm just saying technically the demon is the one saying, I want to do this. Okay, so the demon, when they touch you, exactly, it's not to harass you, because I realized it. Why these demons keep trying to invade my personal space. If I go to a place that's public and I'm sitting in a chair or a table or whatever, constantly these humans who are harassing me, stalking me to these environments, these demons, they're going to constantly walk really close to my chair, constantly lean, even in front of the camera. If you saw that, I swear a cop would be like, I'm going to just arrest you. It's so criminal. It's so threatening. They walk right next to you. That I have to, constantly move and go sit other places. What am I supposed to do? Run out of the earth? Not go to public places? That's what they want. They want me to just run out of the earth. Usually by killing yourself. Because they follow me everywhere. I can go to the most isolated, most wonderful green bush type of, those nature-like places. I go there too. And they come. Human cannot come. Cars drive by all day, harassing me anywhere you could imagine a car harassing you. Some of them shouting, cussing, talking to you. You guys obviously can't say, I'm not being harassed. You can't be like it's a coincidence. We live in a bad world. If not only is it happening every day, if the behaviors are not only the same, there you go. That's how you know it's familiar. Something actually knows you, because how can it do the same behavior? If it's coincidence, they all do different things. It's always the same behavior. And it's always the same time. So 11 a.m. every day, the same type of human being, different every time, will do the exact same behavior. Come on. That's demonic. I'm harassed by demons, okay? So what I'm saying is, it doesn't matter where I go, because it's a curse. The demon will have a curse put on them to just follow me and know where I am. You get me? They can't do that to other human beings. Demons cannot just stalk you. They don't know you. The curse is giving them that sort of, hey, so-and-so. follow him or her. The curse is giving them a sort of, script to follow. Okay, take care of yourselves.